does one not get romantic about Delhi, the monsoon, and the old world charm of Connaught Place? Not many places in the world bring together history, beauty, character, and chaos quite like a CP morning in the rain. And yet, beneath its bustling modern-day outfit, some places here go far back in history, farther even than independent India. One of them has been serving conversations, stories, and generations of Delhi since 1942.
I started about 35 years back.
In this episode of Profit Palate, we came listening for some of those stories and many more with Akash Kalra of United Coffee House.
But थोड़ा fascinating होगा, Mr. Kalra. कुछ बताओ. I mean, the kind of people that used to come here. I'm sure a lot of famous people also would drop in.
So during 40s, 50s, M.F. Hussain sir, politicians from Pandit Nehru to Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, to a lot of different people who would be coming from all different walks of life would really come here. And the film fraternity, 5 of the most luxurious premium cinema halls were in Connaught Place.
Yeah,
Regal,
Rivoli,
then came Odeon, and even Golcha in Daryaganj.
Yeah.
So these were the places which basically had a lot of film premieres, and we used to have a lot of celebrities.
कुछ लोग जैसे बोलते हैं आजकल ट्रेंड है CP is not as hip as it once used to be. Is that relevant really? Or is CP is too big a brand to kind of just
So if you really ask me, CP is immortal. See the expanse of Connaught Place.
Right.
See the middle circle, inner circle, outer circle. It is planned in such a manner that never used to be such a moment where there used to be any jam. 5 to 7 exits.
You've got that combination somehow because you've carried that legacy. And to cater to people जो कि coffee के लिए भी आ रहे हैं, and cocktail के लिए भी आ रहे हैं. How unique is that?
So we started with coffee. Actually, that coffee culture went into lunches. It went into late afternoon meetings. So in 60s and 70s, that culture of meeting people grew on them.
Right.
And they wanted to come to this place with no thought. So the thought was whether I want to meet you was the only thought. Food became a part of the personality.
लेकिन सर 1942 practically pre-independence. Not many places in the country, not just Delhi, in the country could really boast of that.
Yes.
That legacy, that heritage. When you inherit the brand, the value, and what is it that you need to carry forward या कुछ अपना लेकर आना है?
When I joined business was first to preserve the legacy. How I took it forward in the mid-90s was to introduce much more world cuisine into the menu. So Kayast, Baniya recipes, Mughlai recipes, Northwest Frontier, old Pakistani recipes, old Punjab, undivided Punjab recipes. So I would say a Murg Musallam, to a Murg Changezi, to a Lahori meat, to a Badshahi Kofta, to a Pindi Chole, a real Chola Bhatura, would be a Punjabi's creation and ode to his culture, which was incorporated by all these Punjabi businessmen who had roots in old Pakistan.
Yeah. 5 things that are absolutely irreplaceable in Connaught Place.
So first is United Coffee House.
Of course.
The second is the Central Park. Third is the vibe of Connaught Place. Fourth is the biggest, largest, I would say.
Okay, one CP establishment other than UCH, of course, that Delhi should protect at all costs.
Wenger's. I would say why? Because they've been there since so many years and they only have one place which basically is the OG and the only place.
If you could occupy one table at UCH with any 4 people from Delhi's past, who gets those 4 chairs?
Mr. Raj Kapoor for his flamboyancy and holding the best parties.
Yeah.
And if you see the culture, that has changed from time. So that very early mornings have really gone into late afternoons, laid back life cycle. So usse thoda sa 10 o'clock post is the real, that 9 o'clock has become 10 o'clock now.
Right. But I would have spoken about this a little later in the show, but because you've touched upon it, ये मेरा एक reading था that a lot of the places that I know, especially the CP-based bars and restaurants, it's very uncharacteristic for a place like this to embrace coffee and cocktails and the whole
offering in totality. Yes.
But you've got that combination somehow because you've carried that legacy.
Yeah.
And to cater to people जो कि coffee के लिए भी आ रहे हैं and cocktail के लिए भी आ रहे हैं.
Yeah.
How unique is that?
So it was built not in one day.
Right.
It was built over years. So we started with coffee, but actually that coffee culture went into lunches, it went into late afternoon meetings, it went into brunches, it went into laid back lunches, and then high teas, and then supper, and then drinks.
Right.
So the whole idea was to meet people, or to get people from cosmopolitan cultures under one roof and have rendezvous for their own purposes, where they would exchange ideas, meet people. A comfortable rendezvous can engage into different kinds of mood swings about having a drink, having a coffee, having food. So we inculcated all those values under one roof. It never came in one day. It took years to build it.
But the fact that you didn't have to give up on something to be able to get, acquire something.
No, because we built it across years.
Right.
The whole game was to stabilize what was running and to inculcate new values and the environment to facilitate that kind of client.
Right.
So
So बहुत ही fascinating होगा to be able to see कि यार morning में पूरा breakfast routine चल रहा है. People are having coffees and their breakfast. And रात को वही cocktail chaos, night culture.
Exactly. And weekend has a different crowd. Weekday has a different crowd.
Right.
And weekend crowds is more into that brunch, having a drink in the afternoon at 12 o'clock. Those Bloody Marys and screwdrivers and a glass of wines start happening at 12 o'clock. Yeah, because that weekend mood becomes like that. But then meeting people at a laid back setting becomes a fancy for many people.
Right.
This is what all coffee houses are all about.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Kalra, I think I was in college when I would pass CP every second day, and United Coffee House के सामने से मैं रोज almost नहीं गुजरता था. I couldn't afford United back then, so मैं Indian Coffee House जाता था. But even then, despite me not being a regular here, I could feel कि there's something special about the place that not only I, but I think a lot of Delhiites felt, regardless of whether they were customers, custodians or not. एक special feeling तो थी. क्या था आपको क्या लगता है वो feeling क्या?
So it was first purpose of United Coffee House when it was the inception ways was to build up a place where people of all walks of life, from all, whether journalists, politicians, businessmen, would come and exchange their conversations. There was no place like that. Slowly, when you would have grown up, or many people in 60s and 70s would really, after opening of United Coffee House for 20 years, 30 years, because we are 84-year-old now. So in 60s and 70s, that culture of meeting people grew on them.
Right.
And they wanted to really come to this place with no thought. So the thought was, whether I want to meet you was the only thought. Food became a part of the personality.
Right.
And which always rules your mind that, okay, when you will meet a friend of yours, you will eat your favorite dish. But the first ideology to conceive about planning a visit to United Coffee House was to go to your favorite place, where the environment would be as per you and you would love sitting there, spending time. Food comes as a part of the whole package.
Gen Z की language में तो मतलब vibe है.
So we always wanted to create environment, and we had to change from time to time. So changing from time to time did not mean that we wanted to keep food which was savvy to their pockets or not. We always had that factor where we wanted to create class among all kinds of people. So if you would say the pricing would be as per a businessman, no, it was as per a journalist, as per a politician, as per anybody who want to meet his friend. And it was affordable but luxurious. So during our times, when we became, I would say, more savvy towards the menu pricings and keeping it more plush, there was affordable luxury. It was not only luxury, it was affordable luxury. Affordable luxury would be presenting food in style, in class, without compromising on all the standards. So if there was a coffee which was served in 1970s, still we used to serve brown sugar at that time also. And now everything comes under sachets. At that time used to be coming in those small cubes. They used to be these brown sugar cubes also that time. So luxury was to spoiling people out of choice, but affordable luxury. Nothing hitting out of their pockets. That was the whole idea of running the place.
Right.
So
Mr. Kalra, लेकिन 1942, that's practically pre-independence.
Yeah.
Not many places in the country, not just Delhi, in the country could really boast of that.
Yes.
That legacy, that heritage. But also you're the third generation, within the business. When you inherit a legacy like this, what are you inheriting? The brand, the value, and what is it that you need to carry forward? या कुछ अपना लेकर आना है? क्या
So the first thing is the values. When you inherit something which has been given to you, that is what legacy is all.
Sure.
Legacy is something which you always move forward with. That is the whole intellect of running any business with a legacy.
Sure.
So the same values need to pass on, and they need to grow. Not only limit themselves as something which is primitive, which is not taking, a leap ahead,
Sure.
which is only stopping where it was. So legacy to wahi thi, but we wanted to move it forward.
Absolutely.
Moving it forward was to embrace different cultures. So we had world cuisine. We started as a British club food place, wherein you could come here for sandwiches, cutlets, Indian food, Northwest frontier food,
Sure.
a good cup of coffee, different kinds of savories which would be sold the whole day. That was the oldest United Coffee House. We used to start at about 9 o'clock and wind up at 8 o'clock. Supper time used to be end. There were no dinners. Then slowly dinners have started happening. So legacy has moved on, but the whole idea is that those values which were about people, about talking. The talking point was always making a rendezvous. That rendezvous feeling has always been a part of anybody's coming to this place. Food became a character.
Right.
Which
practically character तो जगह बन गई है, because the place, एक होता है कि यार ठीक है, we're curating fancy menus, we're curating fancy lights or a DJ night, but for a place to exit and just serve as a background character in itself, I think that you're right. I mean उसके लिए तो वो decades लग जाते हैं.
That is the time which you need to really give to a brand.
Not everybody can stand the test of time, especially in this business.
That's the whole idea about when you talk about it professionally, when you talk about it financially, when you talk about taking the legacy forward, does not only mean that you have to embrace both the viability,
the legacy and
the viability, and the business and the legacy both together. Slightly
off topic, but have you had to kind of get through a little challenging business trends with regards to just upholding the legacy? Because legacy hold karna, sustain karna is a challenge.
So I started about 35 years back when I took the reins of this place.
So
at that time, even before that.
And you took over from your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
So what happened was that during those times when during 70s and 80s, there were a lot of tourism around Connaught Place. And slowly the tourism went into a different ball game. So people were mostly coming to India, first landing in Delhi, going to Agra, Jaipur, North India, and many tourists used to land in Delhi. Slowly, Pan India became more famous. So people would land in Bombay, then go to Goa, then travel down. So during those times, it was not very viable to run businesses in 70s and 80s, even 90s was a phase when fast food and different ideologies, all those fine dining restaurants and 5-star hotels used to really see dinner businesses, and other restaurants which were running out of as coffee culture and were really fading away. But then the character of United Coffee House was built all over again with diners who would really come and enjoy their dinners and lunches, mostly apart from relishing coffee. So the whole focus went into dining. So we really.
And this was by 1970s?
No, this was by 1990s.
Okay.
From 70s, 80s, it was doing well, but during 80s and it started fading away. And then the whole focus became again the dining part. Lunches were becoming poorer. Breakfast was strong. Morning coffees were strong. Even 4 to 6 was strong. So it really had to be rethought to get the dining crowd again. And then our recipes, our food, which had heritage behind it, had basically a lot of takers, and we really built on that. And we had a lot of manuscripts, a lot of old food, which was our USP under wraps, which we really came up. That was my KRA, which I took to really make it as a dining destination.
But थोड़ा fascinating होगा, Mr. Kalra. कुछ बताओ. I mean, the kind of people that used to come here. I'm sure a lot of famous people also would drop in.
So during 40s, 50s, and the 60s, any artist who would be of the fancy of MFO Sensor or politicians from Pandit Nehru to Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, to a lot of different people who would be coming from all different walks of life would really come here. And the film fraternity used to really come here a lot, because 5 of the most luxurious and the most, I would say, premium cinema halls were in Connaught Place.
Yeah, I was just coming.
Regal,
Rivoli,
then came Odeon, but Regal,
Plaza,
Rivoli, yes.
yeah.
Plaza came later.
Okay.
Regal and Rivoli, and even Golcha in Daryaganj.
Yeah.
So these were the places which basically had a lot of film premieres, and we used to have a lot of celebrities from famous producers, directors, filmmakers who used to hold after parties in United Coffee House, booking the whole of the mezzanine where we are sitting right now.
Have you been a part of any yourself?
No, because by that time that whole culture came off.
I
and this was happening in 60s and 50s. And we used to hold a lot of tea parties for and after parties, because liquor was not there at that time. So the whole party, you would revolve around coffee, tea parties, savory dinners. So that culture was all about showbiz, all about even the ambassadors used to come and dine over here.
And
consulates.
People didn't have a lot of options as well. I mean, you didn't have a lot of competition back then, did you?
Connaught Place was the only place, a circa which was the only place to dine in such a manner that it would really, give that plush feeling. Either they were hotels, either there was Connaught Place.
Okay.
There was no other dining scene in Delhi.
Yeah.
And people would really opt to come and dine over here, and it was centrally located, so anybody from North Delhi, South Delhi would come. I'm fine, thank you. I'll just help myself, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So it would really be a lot of crowd which would at that time be coming because of the vicinity, and it slowly became quite famous to meet friends, to go out for dinners in Connaught Place. Dinners used to be great. There used to be a live band in the Central Park on the weekends, and who's who of the city would really come here.
CP was not as huge as it right now.
No, at that time there was no metro, and parking was a great facility, more open, and going around from block to block was a fancy. Walking around in Connaught Place used to be a fancy. And
but Olivi, in fact, right before we were coming over, I was telling my crew, this is the first Profit Palate episode we're doing in CP.
Yeah.
And it's special for us also in more ways than one, because we've done the entire country, we've gone places. CP was one place which we didn't really get to do, and to do it with a brand which is as synonymous with CP with regards to his legacy was special. But I don't know, and I don't know if you would agree. कुछ लोग जैसे बोलते हैं आजकल ट्रेंड्स या CP is not as hip as it once used to be. Is that relevant really? Or is CP is too big a brand to kind of just
So if you really ask me, CP is immortal, and it has anything. CP also has a legacy.
Yeah, of course.
It is the first circa, it's the first dining, shopping destination of, I would say, of Delhi, of North India. And I would say it is reminiscent to the times of people shopping in Bond Street, maybe going to Colaba in Bombay, or to Park Street. These 3-4 markets used to be all over the world, known for creating all around experiences. So CP, when it was found, was full of bakery shops, equestrian shops, drapers. All the British officers' wives used to be working and running their own organizations, and that's how my granddad, taking fancy out of his, basically, I would say, passion to open a coffee house, because he used to travel to Salzburg, Vienna, and see these coffee houses work, and he knew the culture of going to a coffee house was to create a rendezvous. He found that gap, and he thought that, okay, to make a coffee house in such a plus market, which had the envisioning of anything under the roof would be available. See the expanse of Connaught Place.
Right.
See the middle circle, inner circle, outer circle. It is planned in such a manner that never used to be such a moment where there used to be any jam.
Agreed.
5 to 7 exits. So this was the...
always owned the real estate?
Yes, this has always been, my grandfather's possession from day one.
Sure.
And I would say that it became a character in its own self, and we built up this brand in that light wherein people really now remember United Coffee House as Connaught Place, and Connaught Place having United Coffee House as a part of its character.
Absolutely.
Both go hand in hand. So,
with the kind of, I think CP has the most well-connected metro station. It's got the best of cinema halls across. The parking is sorted, the traffic is sorted. I think, in my opinion, we're setting not just in one of Delhi's or India's, but probably global hotspot.
yes.
In a lot of ways that people, I don't know if people really get the importance of the vibe and the richness of CP in that way. And I think only the kind of brands who've kind of respected that legacy have kind of sustained and have also been able to outlive a lot of these waves, these Instagram waves. What is your take on that?
See, Instagram in today's time is the only marketing platform, which used to be before newspapers and different media. And now we respect that format. And we think that in today's time, this is the only way where you can reach mostly all. Before anybody would read a paper or not would be an option. But right now with Instagram or maybe the digital media, you access the whole thing much better than from those times. I feel before the word marketing was mostly depending on your own experience. In today's time, marketing is all about you preset your mind that you need to go to a place. Before you had to have some or the other referral points. So that's changed. It used to be more slower, now it's more faster.
But are you embracing that change with the times?
Yes. We have many customers who follow us on a daily basis. Addition in our followers, addition in our following overall increases by the day. And not only that, but global customers also get connected to us. Many reservations come to us even in today's time where we don't know about the background of the customer, and they make email reservations to us. Yes.
And that's because of Instagram.
Yes, because of Instagram, they see us at some portals. There are reference points. So people 20 years back, 30 years back even, when the only world marketing forum was Lonely Planet. So Lonely Planet in 70s used to write about certain places wherein their journalists used to come in the city or maybe for a recce, and they used to try food, and that used to be the trend for them to take back and then write about it, and then people would really follow that like Bible. And that's how Goa, Bombay, Bhubaneswar, even the I would say the most closed areas where people wouldn't know were cohabitated more by foreigners before even the locals would find it. That was because of how the critics really wrote about them, and the foreigners and anybody from the world would really follow them.
It was positioned as a niche.
Exactly. And then that language, that Lonely Planet, was not only printed in English language, it was interpreted in Japanese, in different languages, and where the tourists would come. In today's time, you don't have to wait for that long, for that fever to really catch up with people. In today's time, you just have to be connected, and you advertise, and you are on ads at any country you want, and you can really go to the client. That's how it is.
But I'm sure you've heard a lot of stories about the old Delhi and the old CP and the old Central Delhi. Tell us something about if you can draw us a picture of what the place looked like in 60s or 50s.
So I would say that there are certain milestones which we achieved as one of the Delhi's first cafes. I would say that we are Delhi's first cafe. And when we say we are Delhi's first cafe, we proved it by importing our coffee machines, the Gagia, a big model, the biggest model at Gagia Machines Italy, and La Simbali, which used to be semi-automatic machines, which my grandfather imported during the 50s, even I would say 40s end. And before that, not only that, the air conditioning was commissioned in United Coffee House by Carrier USA directly. So the first air conditions which were put in United Coffee House were Carrier. And the team from Carrier had come and inspected the place here from USA.
Okay.
And they didn't have representatives at that time, and there were certain milestones. Then I would say that the double door which you see at the entry.
Yeah, that's iconic.
That double door, the history of double door was that during the 40s and the 50s, these all old coffee houses either had those round entries wherein people would walk and then they would come out, or they had these double doors for coming inside and exiting, where people would not just bump into each other.
Yeah.
So those cultures, those kind of inceptions were done quite early, and adaptations it were much ahead of their times. How the inception was done, and then keeping a very savvy menu which would have the food from the cricket clubs of India. So my grandfather used to go to Calcutta Cricket Club, used to go to Bombay Race Course, see the food which was being served during those times. They were all clubs, right? And then the tiffin rooms. And tiffin rooms used to serve food in smaller quantities and as light meals. So he tried to inculcate the South Indian food which came into United Coffee House was an ode to the tiffin rooms in South India.
Yeah, okay.
So he got everything which would enable him to give an experience of different cultures under one roof, and I think he was an OG to do that during the first 10 to 15 years.
Of course.
Serving Northwest Frontier food was a heritage which was in his DNA because he belonged to old Pakistan. We are from Sialkot.
Okay.
And the first business which was in, I would say, in the family was a liquor business. So we were country liquor manufacturers coming from old Pakistan, Sialkot, and we used to come to Delhi.
So deep pockets from Pehle se.
So we used to have wine shops in Chandni Chowk and a 24-hour bar known as Esplanade in Chandni Chowk. 24-hour bar during that time. And we were already into hospitality, already into liquor business, and had wine shops in Delhi. So the whole idea, he was much ahead of his times. He used to travel a lot for a person who would really at that time be on the ship for 2 months and just go to the places.
Of course.
And then discover was in its own self a big exposure. And then the whole idea, another milestone which he put on the map for United Coffee House. We even now, what people now follow is to have a big coffee program. United Coffee House coffee program started in 40s where he went to South India. People now go to Chikmagalur. They go to different parts of South India and tie up with plantations.
Yeah, Coorg and others.
So he at that time had gone to Coorg, made his contacts and tried coffee beans at different places in Coorg and got his coffee from there. So whatever he's been selling as a real Kona coffee or the hot coffee.
I'm sorry, you should really take his name. I mean, we haven't heard his name.
So it was founded by late Lala Hansraj Kalra, my esteemed grandfather, and he was the real
OG, as you put it.
OG and the real mind behind entrepreneur mind, who would run a liquor business and conceptualize about F&B business during those times. And out of sheer passion and his love to travel, because anybody who would have good taste for life, who would travel a lot, would only conceive because of his exposure to bring down an experience. This is what people do now. They bring down their concepts during that time. And now we have a coffee program which is 80 years old and we don't change it. We only enable new coffee blends to be a part of the menu, but we have the same blend out of which you have a cold coffee. Or even we make our own coffee ice cream, which comes out of those blended coffees. So this is what basically
was the mindset. Empowering the legacy in your own way.
Yes, so I would say that these are the first, I would say 5 or 6 achievements which we did during those times to give an experience to our guests, where we thought that giving a real cappuccino did not mean to have a machine which would not be as professional enough. So he imported a biggest, I would say a double-decker Gagia machine, which is a vintage, to United Coffee House and then a La Simbali machine to produce the best cappuccinos at that time. And what people do now, we did so many years back. So that's what the whole achievement is all about.
What is one unique invention or innovation that each generation may have made? One each, if you had to pick. You, your fathers and your grandfather.
So I would say that my grandfather
Of course, he
got
set
the
it up
concept.
everything. Yeah,
got the
okay,
concept.
okay.
The concept and the ideology of setting up United Coffee House was a rendezvous where people from all walks of life would come and embrace the culture and sit without a reason, and then food and other things came as a, I would say, as a sidekick. My father joined business in late 60s.
Okay.
He was a UK educated and I would say stayed in America for about 5 years. He got the real European cuisine to United Coffee House.
Okay.
And his inventions were pizza by the slice in 70s, sizzlers, which were the first sizzlers ever served on the Delhi map was United Coffee House with authentic sauces and authentic from the real barbecue and the real Americanized way of doing anything sizzling on the table would be his invention. European food would be his invention. So the whole crumb, the crispiness of the crumb of a fish and chips was decided by him, which would be then carried on by many different. So the first 5-star hotel came in 555, which was the Ashoka Hotel, and then came the Oberoi Hotel later. But before that, the coffee culture and the savory culture was going very popular. And then when European food started selling in 50s, my father getting into 60s got much of food which was going around the world. So he was the guy who really got
So you got the international exposure
to United Coffee House and even fast food.
Yeah.
The real burgers, the real concept of selling fast food, pizzas, burgers, something which had to do anything which is like a mushroom on toast, like a savory, which would be more savory but had international exposure, which was mostly done by him. And dining was a part of their KRAs as well. So they used to have a lot of, I would say, families coming from South Delhi, North Delhi. South Delhi was rare, but because South Delhi was not made during 50s and 60s. But then 60s and had people coming from all around, having all the old recipes, working upon those recipes, getting all the kind of real people who would really come out of dinners.
Which ones? Recipes like which ones?
So Kayast, Baniya recipes, Mughlai recipes, Northwest Frontier, Old Pakistani recipes, Old Punjab, Undivided Punjab recipes, which were a part of the cuisine that time. So I would say a Murg Musallam, to a Murg Changezi, to a Lahori meat, to a Badshahi Kofta, to anything which would do to a Pindi Chole, a real Chola Bhatura, would be a Punjabi's creation and ode to his culture, which was incorporated by all these Punjabi businessmen who had roots in old Pakistan. And this is what he did. He was...
And you're still carrying on those recipes still?
Yes. And then what my KRA became in the later years when I joined business was first to preserve the legacy and to see what exactly is what has been given to you to preserve it. How I took it forward in the mid-90s, around 95-96, was to introduce much more world cuisine into the menu. So I got a lot of Pan-Asian food into the menu. I got more Indian regional food in the menu. So any South Indian Malabari prawn curry or anything to do with a Bengali dish in my menu or a Chettinad dish to my menu, being regional, getting India on the map, getting international, much more food on the map was my KRA. And to preserve the legacy side by side. I respected my coffee customer, got him more savories, got him more variety of food, got him different kinds of experiences which he would love in the morning time, in the brunch time, in the 4 to 8 savory time, to a diner who would really come with his family. 3 generations, 4 generations dining under one roof, wherein you get somebody in 95 who wants to have a good pan-fried noodles, or to any Indonesian curry or a Thai curry, or maybe try a different kind of, I would say, feature which has been running on the world map, was to basically get under that roof was my KRA.
Does UCH have something that is very, very Delhi, like which only, like the Delhi wala vibe that you'd associate with?
I would say street food. So my mutton samosa, my Daryaganj style old samosa, which or a vegetarian samosa, or my cheese balls, which were more an ode to the cricket clubs of India, or to the club sandwiches, or my tomato fish, or my chicken key, which was an ode to the international food, were the real OGs of the menu, still selling in millions all around our 9 branches. The same response. What they hear is what they have seen, what they have tasted. So it is no rocket science for them to really be the first customers to see it. They have heard it from their grandfathers. They have, as kids, eaten that. So I have the oldest customers who would be 60 now, and they tell me the story of them coming with their grandfather and having a tutti frutti in the restaurant as kids. So those legacies, those generations have really tried. Testimonials have been there. So they've heard, they've tried, they've seen. So for us, being into restaurant business does not need marketing. It is the real referrals we have created all over years.
The community is
made, and that's why generally whenever we open our restaurants, we don't cannibalize businesses. So we always see that if there is a certain vicinity of 4 kilometers and there is a United Coffee House which is needed, wherein people do not want to come to. Everybody is so busy, they don't want to come back to Connaught Place, but then finally your bandwagon, your footprints are there where people really recognize they love you and they want to come back to you again and again. For those things, we have always kept them on the menu. We have always had our trainings very, very frequently done. We have each and every recipe down the DNA of each and every chef who has been working for us. And we keep always our focus on people. So whether it be a customer to our staff is our focus, and everything works out for us.
So tomorrow, if you were to open an outlet in Bombay or let's say South India, you would still want to retain the same menu.
Yes,
the same,
I would
same
want
food.
to. I would want to because I would feel that this is first your recognition point is what your signatures are. So I have at least 150 dishes which are proprietary to United Coffee House, which are not a pizza, pasta or anything which I have got inspiration from, as different people really have their own takes on different dishes. United Coffee House has its own proprietary dishes which were found in United Coffee House, which were maintained, done in United Coffee House and are being regularly sold in United Coffee House. Like any, I would say, if you eat my cutlets or my chops, they have the real taste of a 50s, 60s club, which used to be the character of United Coffee House, selling premium club food. And that's what we retain till now. We don't change anything like that. Yes.
But in addition to that, I mean, you've also, tell us a little bit about Rewind. I think that's also catching on.
So, 11 years before, when United Coffee House was very famous, even now, we thought that there are many people who really want us to be at different areas and different locations, and that is how we wanted to come out with a little more casual dining model of the same fine dining restaurant which we call United Coffee House in today's time, where there would be, I would say, the same recipes, the same food available near to their neighborhoods. So we wanted to do that, and we slowly started growing our business. And we are at 9 locations. Every
9 locations across
the NCR, and either it would be any a Noida or a Gurgaon or a Chandigarh or a South Delhi to a West Delhi to a Faridabad to any place which is pan-India, a northern part of India has been covered by us. And that has been a choice because we feel that our own customers really need to be facilitated well with our cohabitants which is available to them. Very at an easy space, where they can always find us. And since it's been 10 years and now these locations, we feel that now customers do not really have a lot of, I would say they can really schedule their impromptu visits to United Coffee House. It cannot be, if they don't want to plan it, it's okay, they can always come. But
how different does the Rewind outlet than this one?
So UCH Rewind is a little more casual, but selling the same food. Mostly we are in malls because you get a lot of traffic, and mostly people who really decide to go to United Coffee House in impulse really find us there. And they feel happy about it. That is what Rewind, the whole theory of Rewind is. Taking them back in time and giving them the same experience of UCH.
and you have expansion plans as well. I'm guessing.
So United Coffee House wants to be where mostly all the different generations have really come up and have been, like Bombay, like Calcutta, like different cities like Bangalore.
Sure.
And that is something on the anvil, and we are deciding what to start with. And there are new brands which United Coffee House also wants to bring in to promote heritage dining, which are also a part of our plan in the coming times.
You mean you'd like to acquire brands?
No, we want to create new heritage brands.
More legacy-based
More
brands.
legacy-based brands, because we have so many things under our sleeve.
Sure, you kind of hold a monopoly over.
Yes, because there's so much in Indian food. There's so many things which we really wish to portray as a restaurant group. Which has
Mr. Kalra, do you think that the same positioning would also work for a much younger audience that
people
probably
in today's time really love authentic food. They love heritage dining. They want to see what is the original format of a food. That's why in today's time you see that regional Indian restaurants, depending on not only a South Indian restaurant but any different province of a certain South Indian city would be a part of somebody's focus to open. So in today's time, people really want to see the original, and this is the real time for a heritage dining concept to really come up. And this is what the time really wants people to see. And this is why, because people have had a lot of exposure. They want to see what the authentic thing is.
Sure, agreed.
So, so this is what the whole idea of expanding business for us is in the coming times.
Yeah, I agree. And what I see is, people, it's not really easy, especially in hospitality, to be able to create institutions like this. People open and they shut within like a few years, maybe. What do you attribute that to? A lot of these spaces opening up and not working.
I would say that hospitality, anybody who wants to be in hospitality or who already has been in hospitality, we are the only industry which has a 90% failure rate. We employ the maximum people in the world, and the kind of I would say passion projects of many people who want to really come out with something. They want to open a restaurant first, and they don't want to do anything else. So this is what the whole idea is. But this is a different line to be in. People who want to first retain, maintain what they want to do, they have to first create a legacy of that first. So anything who's starting something first has to really be consistent over the years, really need to first create a legacy of that brand for them to really think how they want to grow their business. This is what is needed. But many people, why they want to come and they don't want to do well and they want to fail, is because they want to really achieve everything under a certain span of time. Many people do it, but if you see long term, doesn't work for many.
But there might be a lot of people, Mr. Kalra, who might be tempted to kind of just jump in on the bandwagon to cash in on the legacy that you guys have made. For example, if
there would be many brands who would be trying to do that. But
are you open to franchising in that regard?
We generally don't do. We are not into. We work with our own money.
Okay.
And we generally don't get into any franchising because we respect the idea of maintaining the brand on your
value,
the ethos on your own shoulders. And whatever we do growth on our own pace. That's
so
why.
You're going to be hands-on with every outlet that you open in the country.
Yes. Then that is what basically we might have some channel partners who would help us to be more aware of the city. But the whole ideology of running United Coffee House will be on the company operated terms and conditions.
Wonderful. I know you, I've already held you a little longer than you had hoped for, but before we wrap up and wind up, Mr. Kalra, I have a quick, quirky, rapid-fire questions. Mr. Kalra, 5 things that are absolutely irreplaceable in Connaught Place.
So, first is United Coffee House.
Of course.
The second is the Central Park of Connaught Place. Third is the vibe of Connaught Place. Fourth is the largest, I would say, shopping destination in Asia, which is Connaught Place. And I would say the last one would be the kind of character the whole Delhi and then Connaught Place being a character of that place is. So that
was my next one. If you had to romanticize Delhi in one sentence, how would you do it?
Romanticize Delhi?
Yeah.
Have a good cup of coffee and propose at United Coffee House.
One thing about old Delhi that the new Delhi will never understand.
Culture.
And the other way around, one thing about New Delhi the old people will not get?
I would say the newness, the new approach of being new.
Okay, one CP establishment other than UCH, of course, that Delhi should protect at all costs.
Wenger's. I would say why? Because they've been there since so many years and they only have one place which basically is the OG and the only place.
Yeah.
Which I would say that many people really love even now going, and there are queues from morning till night. It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can tie up to just kind of.
I would say they are all dear friends and same fraternity.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, what's the biggest misconception people have about CP?
That CP is always having traffic and there is no parking available. I would say that there is always parking available and there is no misconception of Connaught Place. It is the same Connaught Place with the same heart and soul.
Okay, one more about CP. If CP could talk, what would it complain about today?
I would say not many things to complain about, but yes, infrastructure should be better.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that kind of people miss.
This market deserves that infrastructure.
Absolutely, agreed. It needs to be preserved as much as anything else. What's one thing about UCH that you wanted to change but simply haven't had the courage to touch?
Heritage.
Okay, you wanted to change heritage?
I didn't want to, but I wanted to really improvise on what exactly was the OG, but I think that rules the best.
Yeah. One thing that could become commercially inconvenient tomorrow and you'd still refuse to change.
Not many things actually, but if you really ask me the situation about how Delhi eats and how Delhi behaves in today's times, it is more for the Instagram than what you want to really see and what you want to really do.
Okay. If you could occupy one table at UCH with any 4 people from Delhi's past, who gets those 4 chairs?
The oldest people I would say I have seen dining and eating here would be Napoleon Bonaparte, because he had the real I would say the taste of life, and he was a foodie himself.
Yeah.
The late Jawaharlal Nehru for his conversations, and having umpteen number of teas and coffees, and then Mr. Raj Kapoor for his flamboyancy and holding the best parties, where people would really enjoy and full of flair.
Sure.
And because food and flair go together. And I would say apart from that, Mr. Ratan Tata, because of his I would say the way he led his professional life, and as a businessman, I really have respect for him. I would say he would be one of the customers who would really enjoy himself at United Coffee House.
One thing Delhi does better than Bombay, and one thing you'll reluctantly concede Bombay does better.
So Bombay has, if you really ask me, the culture wise, I would say that Bombay has the culture. Multi-faceted people, cosmopolitan people are more in Bombay than Delhi now, which I envy now. Before it was not like that, but now it is more like that. And what I don't want to change about Delhi is about the taste of food, which I always feel Delhi always gives competition to Bombay and always has been better than Bombay. But now, since the whole idea of getting into cosmopolitan, now many restaurants in Bombay are also giving competition to Delhi.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One very Punjabi hospitality habit you'll never apologize for.
I would say being customer oriented, very, very welcoming, very, very down to earth attitude of hospitality is one Punjabi way of really treating customers.
Okay, what's one thing in UCH that's very colonial hangover types?
The colonial hangover is the largest chandelier in town.
Yeah, okay.
And the dome.
The
and
colonial era?
And the biggest ceiling, 27 feet.
Yeah.
This is more colonial style.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the character of UCH, no?
Okay, one last one. Finish the sentence. Delhi without Connaught Place would be?
Delhi without Connaught Place will be a body without soul.
Agreed. Thank you so much, Mr. Kalra. It's been a real pleasure. Just being here, just talking history with you.
Pleasure is all mine, sharing my experiences, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much. We really look forward to your vision and what you do with the brand and the expansion.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.